Hey guys, this is Jay Calder with Jay Unboxing here, giving you a personal prediction for Jose Ramirez versus Richard Commey. And as always, this is just my take, of course. Your prediction can be left down in the comments section below. Would love to hear them all, of course. Especially about this one, I'd like to hear what you kind of think this fight will look like, and specifically the outcome for either man. I think the winner might be easier to predict for a lot of people, but the outcome, I'd love to hear that down in the comments section below. And a little bit of fight info here. We have Jose Ramirez taking on Richard Commey, as mentioned. This will be at the MART Center in Fresno, California, airing live on ESPN in the junior welterweight division with no title on the line. So this should be a simple comeback fight for Jose Ramirez. However, since his loss to Josh Taylor back in May of 2021, Ramirez has been very inactive, just fighting once in early 2022. Now, having taken time off to get married, he should be looking to take out Commey, a former titleist, and make a statement in the process. However, when is the last time Ramirez made a statement? That would be all the way back in 2019 against Maurice Hooker, when he actually won by stoppage in an impressive fashion. Since then, he's lost, looked average, and beatable at times. Granted, Commey hasn't looked good or sensational either, but he's still a puncher and has tremendous heart. So, it makes the fight a bit interesting to some degree to kind of see where these fighters currently are. So will Ramirez prove the odds right, or will Commey present another tougher than expected fight and potentially upset the California native? Let's break this one down. Starting with Ramirez. For Ramirez to win, I think you want to throw punches in bunches. This will do a few things for you. This is, of course, going to push Commey back. Commey does not fight as well going backwards. This is naturally going to be something you're going to want to do here. You also tend to fight a little bit better when you're on the front foot, and you are probably the fresher fighter who has more of a willingness to engage, so these punches in bunches, these combination punches are going to work well for you. Also, this takes some of his power away. One of the only things that I would say Commey really has left from kind of what his prime might have been is that power. When you're forcing him to step back and not into that power, that's all going to be better for you, of course. Also, Commey doesn't throw a great deal when he's being defensive. So if you can put him on the defense when he'll be waiting in those moments to try and give his best shots, it gives you chances to take over, control, and dictate more of the fight. And of course, stop him from putting in the work he's looking to put in. I would also say set up the left hook. Commey can be tagged with a left hook. That's good enough reason for you to want to try and set this shot up, of course. And it's probably your best weapon, in my opinion, both to the head and the body as well. So this is a shot I think you're going to want to set up. And you can do this by feinting, you can do it by jabbing, of course. Obviously, if you can get him to kind of push back, as I was mentioning, it puts him in a defensive shell, which will allow for you to get that left hook going a lot better. What's more, this lowers the guard as you're going to the body as well, which will also sap some of his power away, I should mention. But again, as it lowers the guard, it'll give you chances to throw shots upstairs where he has been hurt, and if you can tag him there consistently enough, you could do some damage on the night. And finally, I would say land the uppercut. When Commey commits, it's a shot that he can be tagged with, so it's a shot I think you should look for. Doesn't mean that you need to throw it from too far out or overcommit yourself, but it's a shot you should look for, especially on the inside. It can then push him back, lift that head up, and again, open up some opportunities for left hands, as we mentioned before. It can also stop him from trying to come in and step into his own power shots if he knows that when he does so, there's a chance you're looking for that particular shot. Again, we'll also push him back. He's less effective, so it does a whole bunch of things for you if you can get that uppercut on the inside, especially going in this contest. Now, switching over to Commey. For Commey to win, I think you want to land the left hook right hand. Personally, it's just a good combination for you. It's one that you throw pretty well. You like to lead with that left hook, lines up that right hand, and it can help you press Ramirez back. As I was mentioning, you don't like to fight going backwards. You don't do it nearly as well. This can at least allow for you to step into some of your shots and actually put some power into them and get you fighting in a style that's a lot more suited to your particular traits. So if you can be successful with this particular combination, all the better, as it allows you to come forward. And this will, of course, make Ramirez think about committing and coming forward himself, which, from Commey's perspective, is exactly what he's looking to do in this fight. I would also say keep pressing forward. Again, and I don't mean to go over this too much, but it's very important to Commey's success. You don't want to fight backwards. You don't fight nearly as well going backward. It doesn't serve you, doesn't serve your particular traits. So you need to be pressing forward. And the way you do this is simply by jabbing a bit more, getting that left hand, right hand combination going a little bit earlier in the contest, making sure that you stay off the ropes, circle out of them, try to take the center of the ring, and then repeat going forward. This is what you're looking to do. You can also set this into motion by throwing a few power jabs each round as well. Doesn't have to be a bunch, but 5 to 10 would serve you pretty well, stepping into them, really committing and applying yourself. Once you're able to do this, it should give you some forward momentum to get some of your work going and hopefully push Ramirez back. And at times, I think you're going to need to be willing to exchange. You will fight back, of course, but sometimes you wait your turn, so to speak. Don't do that. A lot of times you wait for the perfect opportunity when they're done throwing, and then you go. You can't do that here. You might need to land a shot in the midst of that flurry with Ramirez to really get him off guard, catch him, hurt him, whatever it might be. From there, you can turn it into your kind of fight. But if you're just waiting for that perfect moment against a fighter that might be fresher than you might be left waiting. You can't have that. You have to be willing to engage a bit more and exchange in particular to have some success in this contest. Now, in terms of my pick here, while Commey has a puncher's chance, my pick here is Jose Ramirez. I think Commey's power will keep Ramirez honest in the beginning. He's going to try to wait things out a bit, but the action will pick up when Ramirez steps in and starts letting his hands go. As Commey shells up from this action, Ramirez will keep the pressure high, landing the left hook, especially to the body, and pushing Commey back into the ropes in the process, which of course will benefit Ramirez. Commey will begin to get busted up and not throw nearly enough, especially when he's waiting his turn, ultimately causing a halt to the action as Ramirez gets busier and busier, lands those bigger shots, and ultimately has him hurt up against the ropes. Winner, Jose Ramirez via late fight stoppage. And in terms of the betting odds, Ramirez is a sizable favorite in this one, coming in at a minus 900, with Commey coming in at a plus 500. To be perfectly honest, there isn't a great deal of value in this fight, in my personal opinion. Again, if you happen to think Commey is going to pull off the upset, of course, by all means, jump over the 5-1 odds. But I'm picking Ramirez. I'm pretty confidently picking him in this one, he said right before jinxing the fight. I do think he wins this fight, and 9-1 is just not what I'm looking at here. In terms of an over-under, haven't been able to find one just yet. I will pin that in the comment section down below when I find it. However, if I had to make a guess, it would be around the 7th or 8th round. I do think people think Commey is a bit shop-worn and will be stopped, and the 7th sounds about right to me. It's hard to pick whether you're going to go with an over-under here because you just don't know what the odds are going to look like if they're set around that mark, but in any event, those are your odds. And my prediction record as of this recording is 7-4-6 exact. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts, predictions, bets, so on and so forth. Of course, leave the specific outcome down in the comments. Love to hear what you guys have to say about that. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter, jcalderon_JOB. You can email me at junboxing@gmail.com. Would love to hear from you there. Also, be sure to check out junboxing.com for schedule, results, betting odds, news, rankings, all that good stuff. And as always, until next time.